Welcome to Daily Gossip. You will get daily Hollywood updates here, so remember to subscribe for the latest videos. There are certain moments in Hollywood when a familiar name suddenly lights up the headlines again, when the whispers turn into shouts, and a star once thought to be tucked away in nostalgia bursts back into the spotlight with a move so bold, so unapologetically magnetic, that it reminds the world exactly why they fell in love in the first place. And this week, that name is Dana Barron. For millions, she's forever frozen in time as the fresh-faced beauty from National Lampoon's Vacation, the original Audrey Griswold whose wide-eyed charm captured an entire generation. But Dana's latest appearance proves that she is not just a memory from the golden days of Hollywood comedy. She is a living, breathing, and stunningly confident force who still knows how to command attention like few others can. Stepping out in a look that set the internet ablaze, Dana Barron didn't just show up. She showed it all and left no doubt that this was an intentional, fearless reclaiming of the cultural conversation. The photos that emerged are the kind that make you stop scrolling mid-feed, your eyes widening, your pulse quickening, because there's something undeniably electric about seeing a star from your youth step forward not as a shadow of her past self, but as a more radiant, more assured version than ever before. Dressed in an ensemble that can only be described as daring perfection, Dana radiated confidence in every stitch, every curve, every choice that went into crafting this moment. The gown, if you could even call it that, shimmered like molten metal. Under the lights, clinging in all the right places and cascading in ways that seemed almost sculpted to her form. The neckline plunged with a dangerous elegance, offering a masterclass in revealing just enough while daring you to imagine the rest. And yet, in this case, there was very little left to the imagination at all. It was not just the fabric that made just drop, but the way she wore it, with a posture that exuded power, a smile that dared you to underestimate her, and a gaze that said she knew exactly what she was doing. This wasn't a case of a star trying too hard to stay relevant. It was a case of a woman who has lived, loved, and endured, and who has emerged on the other side not diminished, but amplified. Photographers scrambled for position, knowing these shots were destined for magazine covers and viral posts. The first images hit the internet like a lightning bolt, triggering a wave of reactions, fans expressing awe, fellow celebrities sending public praise, and commentators marveling at how Dana seemed to defy both age and expectation. Some called it her Bo Derek moment, others compared her to Sharon Stone's unforgettable Basic Instinct entrances, and many simply said it was the most captivating public appearance they had seen in years. But beyond the glitter, the fabric, and the perfectly lit photos, there was something more happening here. A narrative about agency, about reclaiming the right to be seen on your own terms, and about showing the world that beauty and sensuality are not the exclusive domain of the 20-something ingenues Hollywood churns out by the dozen. Dana Barron was rewriting her story in real time, turning a press event into a statement, a photo shoot into a legacy-defining moment, and the world. The world was eating it up, one double tap at a time. As the buzz surrounding Dana Barron's jaw-dropping appearance reached fever pitch, the conversation shifted from the simple shock of her daring look to the deeper implications of what it meant, not just for her career, but for the broader landscape of Hollywood and the ever-evolving narrative of beauty, confidence, and reinvention. The images from that night had already made their way onto every major entertainment platform, dominating Instagram feeds, trending on Twitter, and racking up millions of views on TikTok edits that slowed her entrance into a slow-motion cinematic moment. Dana, who has always carried herself with an understated grace, suddenly found herself at the center of a storm of admiration, curiosity, and nostalgic affection. But this was not a nostalgic cameo. This was a main event. Every detail, from the way the light shimmered off the metallic sheen of her gown to the confident angle of her shoulders, was a masterclass in controlling a moment. She didn't shy away from the cameras. She invited them in, as if to say, "Here I am. This is me. Take it all in." In a culture where actresses often face relentless pressure to conform to fleeting trends, Dana's choice to step out in something so bold, so unapologetically sensual, was more than just a wardrobe decision. It was a statement of defiance against the invisibility that women over a certain age are so often pushed toward, against the notion that reinvention must come at the cost of authenticity, and against the quiet resignation that some stars accept when the spotlight fades. The response was electric. Women from all walks of life flooded comment sections and fan pages with messages of support, calling Dana an inspiration, a reminder that self-assured beauty knows no expiration date. Fashion critics hailed her appearance as one of the year's most unforgettable style moments, with some even speculating it could mark the beginning of a new chapter in her career, one where she steps beyond the shadows of her earlier roles and fully embraces her place as a modern-day Hollywood siren. And yet, amid the applause and the frenzy, Dana remained poised, offering measured but warm responses in interviews, deflecting excess flattery with her signature humility while never denying the joy she felt at being embraced so openly by both longtime fans and a whole new audience. This balance, the ability to be both humble and commanding, is part of what made the night so magnetic. There was no desperation in her presence, no sense of trying to outdo anyone else. Instead, there was an authenticity that made the entire display feel effortless, as if this was simply the natural evolution of who she has always been. Even the most seasoned Hollywood photographers admitted that there was something in her energy that made it impossible to take a bad shot. Every frame told a story of resilience, of rediscovery of a woman who has seen enough of the industry to know its pitfalls and still chooses to shine on her own terms. The gown itself became symbolic, the way iconic dresses sometimes do. Not just a piece of fabric, but a visual declaration. In the days that followed, think pieces dissected the moment from every angle. Was it a calculated PR move or a spontaneous act of self-expression? Was Dana stepping back into the Hollywood game for good, or was this simply her way of enjoying the moment without strings attached? The truth, perhaps, lay somewhere in between, but for fans, the answer didn't matter. What mattered was the feeling the moment evoked, that intoxicating rush of seeing someone you admire stand in their full power, unafraid, unfiltered, unforgettable. And that is the essence of glamour, not just in the way it dazzles, but in the way it lingers, long after the lights dim. By the end of the week, her appearance had cemented itself as one of those rare Hollywood moments that transcend time, the kind people will reference years from now with the same kind of reverence reserved for the most unforgettable entrances. In entertainment history, Dana Barron had not only shown it all, she had shown us what it means to own the room, the narrative, and the moment without apology. And for those watching, it was proof in pictures that some stars don't fade. They burn brighter when the world least expects it. So if you want more of these iconic Hollywood returns, more moments that make you gasp and remind you why we all fell in love with the magic of celebrity in the first place, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. Because here at Daily Gossip, the glamour never stops and the stars never fade.